Paige, every time you and your bodyguard leave this house, your life has been placed in jeopardy.
I set myself up for that attack at that restaurant, Brian. I told Jed we were going to Luigi's, and if Steve hadn't taken me to Joe's instead, I might be dead. But it would have been my fault.
Well, at least he managed to stay one step ahead of you, huh?
And Steve was very reluctant to take me to the hospital to see Calvin Stoner. But I insisted, because if it hadn't been for me, Calvin wouldn't have been shot by Jed.
Mm-hmm. And who was waiting in the garage and the parking lot there to take a little more target practice? Your old friend, Jed.
Well, I guess I'm real lucky Jed's such a lousy shot.
Paige, I still say that a bodyguard's first responsibility is the safety of the person that he's bodyguarding. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Steve Guthrie just isn't doing a good job.
Talking about me again, Brian?
Oh, Steve, I'm sorry.
So am I. Talking about you behind your back. But I didn't say anything I wouldn't say to you in person.
Oh, hey, that's okay. That's just fine.
It's not okay and it's not fine. Brian was being his usual overprotective self.
Yeah, well, one can't have too much protection, can one?
That's exactly what I feel. I think you've taken way too many unnecessary risks.
Well, Brian, you've never thought that I was the right man for this job, have you?
No, it's not you. I would have had questions about anyone.
Yeah, well, I've had a few questions myself. About whether being an ex-cop was enough to make me a good bodyguard.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Steve, you can't be having doubts, too.
No, I don't have any doubts, not anymore. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
What do you mean?
I agree with Brian. I'm not the right man for this job. That's why I've decided to leave.
Steve, I cannot believe you're serious.
I really think it'll be for the best.
Brian, this is all your fault. You owe Steve an apology.
What did I do?
Because he obviously heard your little tirade, and if I thought someone was questioning my competency, I might take a little offense and quit too.
Hold it, I'm not knocking Steve's ability.
Listen, I understand Brian's point of view. Believe me, I haven't decided to quit and resign as your bodyguard because of him.
Steve, look, I have said some pretty lousy things to you in the past, and I'm sorry for that. Paige's problem has made all of our nerves wear a bit thin.
Well, hopefully, you all will be very satisfied with my replacement.
Hopefully there won't be a replacement.
I am perfectly satisfied with the bodyguard I have. I don't want a replacement.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, Steve, you have done a good job, all right? You have kept Paige from harm.
Yeah, well, we've had some close calls, haven't we? Damn close.
I've already agreed to cooperate fully. What more can I possibly do?
Steve, I remember you told me, you said a bodyguard has to develop a rapport with the person he's guarding. Well, you seem to have that rapport with Paige. I really think you ought to stay.
Paige is very easy to work with. I think she'll get along just fine with anybody who takes my place.
Why do you want to quit? I think I'm entitled to a reason.
Because I'm a liability. As long as I'm around, there are more chances that even both of us might get hurt.
How do you figure that?
Because I'm gun shy. I had Jed right there, and all I could see was that kid Joey Dials.
Steve, you shot Joey Dials out of self-defense.
I shot a 14-year-old kid who was pointing a toy gun at me.
But you didn't know it was a toy gun.
Still doesn't make it right. Not to me.
Well, Jed's gun is real. You can almost bet on that.
That's just the point, Brian. I was in a situation where I should have fired, and I couldn't. Paige, unless I'm positive I can fire a gun, I'm totally useless as a bodyguard.
Steve, you've got to believe in yourself. I really believe you can do the job.
So do I.
That's very nice to know. But the stakes are too high.
Steve, is there any way we can possibly help you?
No, this is something I'll have to work out all by myself. What the hell? All being gun-shy means is I'll just have to find another way to make a living.
This is the kind of work you enjoy. It's been your whole life.
I'll adjust.
Well, Steve, please don't quit.
Look, Steve, Paige needs protection. If you leave, she will not have a bodyguard.
I'm not simply going to walk out. I'll wait till Owen finds a suitable replacement. Someone who's willing to shoot a gun when necessary.